It's January 21st, 2022. Uh, it is like that outside. Um, but even in that blinding light, the the digital weather that I have access to, since I don't have a barometric thermometer or a regular thermometer for outside, like the antiquated antique ones, or even whatever simple things. I now have this digital whatever edition. It's reporting that in Bayside that it's 26 degrees. Now that I have comparison of what 9 degrees and 0 degrees feels like, my face went numb, my thighs went numb and started burning and then became difficult to move, and 3 of my toes went numb inside of my shoes, because my son asked to go to the park. Now, from what I can remember from a time between here and there, I tried to stay in solar contact with some form of sunlight best I could, to warm up what they call naturally, but I don't even think some of these preparation for thinking outside of what you're not, whatever, sometimes they're not even working. That's how out of alignment or out of tune I feel the weather, the atmosphere, and my genetic biology is. So even though it's registering at a 26 for the cold in the area, this morning the news said 0, the news weathercaster. She said in New York City it was 0. I, again, I'm not trying to challenge or make anybody wrong. I'm just, there's things that don't match and are not right. So I'm just making a genuine, authentic effort to mark where my space is at the moment. So we went to the park, try to have some like after school exercise time for him in the free format, since I don't have money for martial arts, or one of the kids goes, or two of the kids go to something called American Ninja Warrior. That sounded like a lot of fun, but again, Tiger Schulman's, those types of things, they're like a mortgage payment, and I don't have any money coming in order to exercise my son in these social building after school events. I mean, you have to have substantial monetary source in order to put your children into these things. I mean, it is a big commitment, and that for which I can't even participate in at the moment, or ever since I had children. I haven't had that level of money mechanic actually working for me. So there's that. What was the other thing with the weather? I spoke to 2 of the other moms at the park, which normally I don't, but today I'm like, wow, they dragged you here too? I mean, it was noticeably colder, and I was noticeably more chatty, trying to keep my face moving, so this way it wasn't so burning. Um, I'm gonna pause for a second and try to collect my thoughts, because there was another piece that was incredibly important that I'm unable to recollect. So hang on. That was it. The other thing is that right before I left to get my son, the doctor called. Now, doctor gave me some whatever name for whatever was biopsied, gave me some however to treat it. It's 2 words I wouldn't have put together. It's an interesting combination, but it's very unique. Apparently, it's older people who encounter these things. But again, with the way that the creepy crawlers are working information collecting, information sales, biomedical crimes, and like looking for holes to exacerbate and cause trouble where trouble didn't exist before in some whatever, the evil criminal children from everywhere, however they're conducting their part in this whatever. It was not a name, whatever it is, that was learned in my level of schooling. But I know there's some whatever and whatever going on. But like the word lemmings, LEMMONINGS comes to mind, like, right, rather than actually mentioning what the whatever was and mentioning whatever the treatment was. We'll just say I received the phone call. Thank you. And directly, though, not from the nurse in the office, this time it was directly from the doctor. And I'm not quite sure how Lemmings is working. So for me, I'm just going to, I'll call my sons, but that will be it, because I know they're concerned about my welfare and health and well-being. But it's on my toilet paper trail of all of this, whatever I've been dragged through and in while being held away from where I needed to be since a child. I really need my forever family. I told Lynn and Lou that. I told Lynn, I think Lou was there too. I'm like, they have this thing, you humans, so like they really lied. I was like, they said that family was nice, kind, sweet, like everything you should lean into in a cold, bitter storm. I was like, you two are not that. I was like, Lynn, I'm just, because she was getting upset. And I'm like, I'm just letting you know I'm still waiting for my forever family to come pick me up. And we can straighten some things out about, like, what took so long. Because I was like, you and the word family, like, it's, yeah. But we've known that since I first arrived. There's no, like, really joyous occasion when the kid arrived, and there's no, like, we really love her or want to keep her safe and take care of her, right? That's been evident by a whole lot of stuff going on. But that goes up to a larger whatever in whatever. Being a mayor and all. I did make note today. There was a gentleman, that one of the fathers that I've spoken with before. He had on the most beautiful, unique outerwear. I noticed it just because it's like a, I don't know, like a different investment in like artist's canvas. I mean, but it was also, there was a practicality part to the design, and the looked like a turtleneck, but then had like a outer jacket, so it almost like a cardigan under a jacket, but and he said it was Men's Warehouse, and I said, "Oh, the Men's Warehouse, oh, where they know how to dress," and so he laughed. I said, "You say it your way, I'll say it mine." But it is true, and it is unique. In the way that it was like a hound's tooth almost of or tweed maybe on the material, without looking at a label, just from afar. I think that that's what they've called it. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.